Hello everyone, I hope everything is going well with you. This is our third lecture. Our third lecture is about pathology as the second lecture. And as we said, pathology means the study of disease. Patho, the root patho means disease, and ology means study. So the word pathology means the study of the nature and condition of and origins of diseases. This lesson is about symptoms and common illnesses. The first part is about some common words that I believe most of you already know. These words are all used to talk about illnesses, their symptoms, and effects. Take the one you understand. Let's read these words together and see if you understand it or not. Number one, allergic reaction. Allergic reaction. Allergic comes from the word allergy. Allergy. Number two, we have blister. This is the image of a blister. Number three, cough. Four, fever. Five, infectious. Infectious is an adjective that comes from the noun infection. Number six, inflammation. Seven, itchy. Eight, malformation. Nine, malaise, the word that we have taken before, which is malaise means a condition of general bodily weakness. When someone feels unwell, we say that he has malaise. Rash, this is the image of rash. Resistance, runny nose, sneeze, spot, as in the red spots, swelling, right? These are common and easy words to a large extent. Let's move to the first exercise. Read the description below and match them to the names of the illnesses in the box on the right. We have here a number of illnesses. We will take their definition and then we will answer this exercise. Allergic rhinitis. Allergic rhinitis. As we said, allergic comes from allergy, and rhinitis comes from the root ren, which means nose, and itis means inflammation. So rhinitis means inflammation of or inside the nose, inflammation inside the nose. So allergic rhinitis, also known as ACA, means also known as hay fever, right? So allergic rhinitis has another name, which is hay fever. Is a type of inflammation in the nose which occurs when the immune system overreacts to allergens in the air. The second illness is coryza. Coryza is another name or the scientific name for common cold. Common cold. When someone has a cold, the doctor says he has coryza. Infectious parotitis. Infectious parotitis. Parotitis, this word we can divide it, right? ممكن نقسمها, we can divide it. Parotitis comes from the root paro, which means or refers to parotid glands, and itis means inflammation. Again, parotitis. Paro means parotid glands, which is الغدد النكفية in Arabic, and itis means inflammation. So parotitis means inflammation of the parotid glands. Parotitis is an inflammation of one or both parotid glands, the major salivary glands located on either side of the face in humans. All right, the next illness is pertussis. Pertussis is also known as whooping cough. So we say the scientific name is pertussis and the common name is whooping cough. The word whooping refers to a specific sound. You can check it on YouTube. Write whooping cough and listen to this type of cough. Pertussis is an infectious disease of respiratory mucous membrane caused by Portadella pertussis. Characterized by what are the symptoms of this disease? It's characterized by a series of short convulsive means involuntary, convulsive coughs accompanied by a whooping sound. All right, another disease is rubella. Rubella is a contagious viral infection is a contagious viral infection best known by its distinctive red rash. So one of the symptoms of rubella is the red rash. It's also called German measles, حصبة ألماني. It's also called German measles or 3-day measles. While this infection may cause mild symptoms or even no symptoms in most people, it can cause serious problems for unborn babies whose mothers become infected during pregnancy. So why rubella it's mild? Rubella is mild measles. But why it's dangerous? It's dangerous because if a pregnant woman has rubella, the fetus can has serious problems, or even it can cause the death of the fetus. All right, another illness is rubella. Rubella means measles, حصبة. What is the difference between rubella and the measles, rubella? Rubella is a serious disease and is sometimes called hard, red, and 7-day measles. Individuals infected with measles frequently suffer from ear infections, pneumonia. What is the meaning of pneumonia? We have taken in the first lecture that pneumono alone refers to the respiratory system, and iya means a condition. All right? So rubella attacks the respiratory system. German measles, rubella, is mild 3-day infection. So the measles or rubella 7-day, rubella is 3-day. And the rubella is more dangerous than the rubella. The rubella is dangerous, as we said, is in only one condition if a pregnant woman has this disease. The next illness is varicella. Varicella is also known as chickenpox. It's a disease commonly of children caused by varicella zoster virus and characterized by mild headache and fever, malaise, and eruption of blisters on the skin. As we said, this is the image of a blister. And eruption of blisters on the skin and mucous membranes, right? So these are the diseases here: allergic rhinitis, coryza, infectious parotitis, influenza, pertussis, rubella, rubella, varicella. Let's now read these definitions and we will say what is this definition refers to from these diseases. Number one, an infectious disease of the upper respiratory tract with fever and muscular aches. Aches, of course, means pain, pain. Which is transmitted means transferred by a virus and can occur in epidemics. Of course, this refers to influenza. Because it attacks the upper respiratory tract and it happens in epidemic, this is influenza. And one of the symptoms is fever. All right, let's move to the next point. A common infectious viral disease of children with mild fever, swollen lymph nodes. What is the meaning of lymph nodes in Arabic? الغدد الليمفاوية. And a rash. It can cause stillbirth. What is the meaning of stillbirth? Stillbirth means a fetus dead at birth. A fetus dead at birth. It can cause stillbirth or malformation of an unborn baby if the mother catches the disease while pregnant. This is, of course, the symptoms that we said about rubella. Number three, an illness with inflammation of the nasal passages in which someone sneezes and coughs and has a blocked and runny nose. This is coryza. Right? What is wrong with this word? All right. Number four, an infectious disease of children caused by a herpes virus and characterized by fever and red spots which turn to itchy blisters. So we have here fever, red spots, and itchy blister, This refers to the symptoms of varicella. Number 5. An infectious disease of children where the body is covered with red rash. It can weaken the body's resistance to other disease, especially bronchitis and ear infections. We have here an image of the bronchial tubes. These are the bronchial tubes, right? So when we say bronchitis, bronch refers to the bronchial tubes and itis means inflammation. So it attacks this disease attacks the respiratory system and especially the bronchial tubes, and also cause ear infections. If caught by an adult, it can be very serious. The Arabic name for bronchitis is التهاب الشعب الهوائية. So of course this is the rubella or the measles. Number 6, an infectious disease of children with fever and swelling in the salivary glands caused by a paramyxovirus. This is the infectious parotitis. Infectious parotitis. Again, we said that the infectious parotitis refers to the inflammation of the parotid glands. Inflammation of the parotid glands. And the parotid glands are one of the salivary glands, right? With fever and swelling in the salivary or the salivary glands, right? What is the meaning of paramyxovirus? Paramyxovirus is one of a group of RNA virus that are predominantly responsible for acute. What is the meaning of acute? Means temporary or happens in a short time. مؤقت. Respiratory diseases and are usually transmitted by airborne droplets that are in the air. Number 7, an infectious disease affecting the bronchial tubes, common in children and sometimes very serious. The patient coughs very badly and makes a characteristic whoop when inhaling after a coughing fit. Number 7 refers to the whooping cough, whose scientific name is pertussis. As we said, the scientific name of the whooping cough is pertussis. Number 8, inflammation in the nose and eyes caused by an allergic reaction to plant pollen, mold spores, dust mites, or animal hair. This refers to the allergic rhinitis. All right, let's move now to symptoms and common illnesses number 2. Many illnesses also have informal names. Match the informal and formal names listed below. Here we have the informal names, and here we have the formal names that we have already taken now. For example, chicken pox is the same as varicella. A cold is the same as coryza. The flu is the same as influenza. German measles is the same as rubella. Hay fever is the same as allergic rhinitis. Measles is the same as rubella. Mumps is the same as infectious parotitis. Whooping cough is the same as pertussis. So let me write here the answers for you. We said cold is the same as coryza, flu is the same as influenza, German measles is the same as rubella, hay fever is the same as allergic rhinitis, measles is the same as rubella, mumps is the same as infectious parotitis, and whooping cough is the same as pertussis. Exercise 2. Complete these 6 conversations between doctors and patients by writing in the names of the illnesses. Use the informal terms from the above table, from the table above. So here we will read these conversations and we will guess what is the name of the disease or the illness that this person or this patient suffers from. And here we will use the informal term. What seems to be the trouble? My eyes and my nose are running all the time. So the first symptom is runny nose. I feel terrible. When did this begin? At the beginning of July. It's probably just hay fever, that this person has an allergy from something. The other formal name is allergic rhinitis. Number 2, What is the problem? It's my son. He's got a rash and swelling in his armpits. Does he have a fever? Yes, he may have. These are the symptoms of German measles. Which is rubella. Number 3. How are you feeling? I've got this terrible cough. And after I cough, I make a noise when I try to breathe. Sounds like whooping cough, which is pertussis. Number 4. How are you today? Oh, not well. Not very well. I've got a cough and a terrible cold. Do you have a fever? Yes, I do. It's probably a touch of flu, also known as influenza. Number 5. What's the problem? It's my daughter. She's got a fever and this swelling. Where is the swelling? In her throat. It could be, this refers to the mumps, which is infectious parotitis. Number 6. So, what can I do for you? It's the twins. They are covered in these dreadful red spots. Are they? Dreadful means terrible. The word dreadful means terrible, very terrible. Are they experiencing any itching? Yes, they are. This refers to chicken pox or varicella, right? Let's move to other illnesses. Until now, we have taken these illnesses in the box, their definitions, and their informal names. All right? Now, let's move to other illnesses. These are the illnesses. Cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy means الشلل الدماغي in Arabic. I'll tell you the Arabic names of these diseases in order to be easy for you if you don't know them. Cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis means التليف الكيسي. Gangrene. Gangrene means الغرغرينة. Gastroenteritis التهاب المعدة والأمعاء. Tuberculosis means السل. Tuberculosis means السل. Epilepsy means صرع. Epilepsy. Cataracts means عتم في عدسة العين. Cirrhosis means تليف الكبد. Parkinson's disease it's obvious, it has the same name, Parkinson's disease. Diphtheria means suffocation or اختناق, right? So here I told you the equivalent Arabic names or definitions of these words in Arabic, all right? Let's now move to the definition, the English definition of these diseases or the symptoms of these diseases. We have here, number one, a disorder of the nervous system in which there are convulsions. What is the meaning of convulsion? Convulsions are an abnormal, violent, and involuntary contractions or series of contractions of the muscles. And loss of consciousness due to disordered discharge of cerebral neurons. Cerebral refers to the cerebrum, which is the principal part of the brain. Part of the brain. Neurons, of course, means الخلايا العصبية. So a disorder of the nervous system in which there are convulsions and loss of consciousness due to disordered discharge of cerebral neurons. This definition refers to epilepsy. Epilepsy. Number two, a condition where tissues die and decay as a result of bacterial action because the blood supply has been lost through injury or disease of the artery. So this refers to gangrene. Number three, a condition where the lens of the eye gradually becomes hard and opaque. What is the meaning of opaque? Opaque means not transparent, not vivid, not obvious, right? This refers to cataracts. Number four, a progressive nervous disorder. What is the meaning of progressive disorder? A progressive disorder is a disease or health condition that gets worse over time. There is no development in the health of the patient, there is regression, right? So it's the disease or health condition that gets worse, not well, over time, resulting in a general decline in health or function. So, a progressive nervous disorder without a known cause, which is a type of Parkinsonism, referring to Parkinson's disease. The main symptoms of which are trembling hands, shaking hands, shaken hands, a slow shuffling walk, and difficulty in speaking. This refers to Parkinson's disease. Number 5. An infectious disease in which infected lumps forms in the tissue. Its commonest form is infection of the lungs, causing patients to lose weight, cough blood, and have fever. It's caught by breathing in germs or by eating contaminated food, especially unpasteurized milk. This refers to tuberculosis. Number 6. A hereditary disease. What is the meaning of hereditary? Hereditary means passing from parent to offspring through the genes. Alright, وراثي. A hereditary disease in which there is malfunction of the exocrine glands, such as pancreas. In the first lecture, we have taken this word, exocrine. Exo means outside. The prefix exo means outside. And the root crine means form or secrete, يفرز. So exocrine glands mean glands that secrete hormones such as pancreas, in particular those which secrete mucus, alright, causing respiratory difficulties, male infertility, and malabsorption of food and gastrointestinal tract. Gastrointestinal here refers to what? Gastro means stomach, the root gastro means stomach, and intestinal referring to the intestines. So again, a hereditary disease in which there is malfunction of the exocrine glands, such as the pancreas, in particular, those which secrete mucus, causing respiratory difficulties, male infertility, and malabsorption of food from the gastrointestinal tract. This refers to the cystic fibrosis. Right? Number 7. A progressive disease of the liver, often associated with alcoholism, in which healthy cells are replaced by scar tissue. This refers to cirrhosis. The H is silent in cirrhosis. Number 8, a serious infectious disease of children. Its first symptoms are a sore throat, followed by a slight fever, rapid pulse, and swelling of the glands in the neck. A fibrous growth, like a membrane, forms in the throat and can close the air passages. The disease is often fatal. Either, what is the meaning of fatal? Means deadly, causing death. Either because the patient is asphyxiated. What is the meaning of asphyxiated? To cause asphyxia, which is suffocation, اختناق. Or because the heart becomes fatally weakened. This is diphtheria. Number 9, a disorder of the brain, mainly due to brain damage occurring before birth or due to lack of oxygen during birth. The patient may have bad coordination of muscular movements, impaired speech, hearing and sight, and sometimes mental retardation. This is cerebral palsy. Number 10, inflammation of the membrane lining the intestines and the stomach, caused by a viral infection and resulting in diarrhea and vomiting. This refers to gastroenteritis. We said that the root gastro refers to stomach and enter refers to intestines, and itis means inflammation. So this is inflammation of the stomach and the intestines. All right, let's move now to the names of some instruments and equipment. Here is image of these instruments: scalpel, probe, forceps, curette, pipette, tourniquet, hook, drain, gag, syringe, catheter, bandage, sling, stretcher, splint, stethoscope, and thermometer. Let's take now one by one. Number one, wheelchair. Wheelchair, a chair with wheels in which someone can sit and move around. Number two, a small, sharp-pointed knife used in surgery. This is scalpel. A small, sharp-pointed knife used in surgery. Scalpel. Number two, an instrument used to explore inside a cavity or wound. This refers to probe. Probe. So the first one is scalpel, and the second one is probe. Number four, a surgical instrument with handles like a pair of scissors, made in different sizes and with differently shaped ends, used for folding and holding and pulling. Holding and pulling. This refers to the forceps. Forceps. A surgical instrument, like a long, thin spoon, used for scraping the inside of an organ. This refers to curette. Number five, a thin glass tube used for taking and measuring samples of liquid. This refers to the pipette. Pipette. Number seven, an instrument or tight bandage wrapped around a limb to constrict an artery, so reducing the flow of blood and stopping bleeding from a wound. This refers to the tourniquet. Number eight, a surgical instrument with a bent end. Bent end means طرف ميل or يعني به انحناء. Used for holding structures apart in operation. This refers to hook. Hook. Number nine, a tube used to remove liquid from the body. This refers to drain. Number 10, an instrument placed between the teeth to stop the mouth from closing. This refers to gag. Number 11, a medical instrument made of a tube with a plunger, which either side down inside the tube, forcing the contents out through a needle as in an injection. So it's like an injection. Or slides up the tube, allowing a liquid to be sucked into it. What is like the injection? Syringe. Number 12. A tube passed into the body along one of the passages in the body. This refers to the catheter. In Arabic, القسطرة. Number 13, a piece of cloth which is wrapped around a wound or an injured limb. Here the B is silent, limb. This refers to bandage. Number 14, a triangular bandage attached around the neck, used to support an injured arm and prevented from moving. It can be used around the neck to attach and support the arm. This is sling. All right. Number 15, a folding bed with handles on which an injured person can be carried by two people. This is called stretcher. This bed is called stretcher. Number 16, a stiff support attached to a limb to prevent a broken bone from moving. Stiff here means tight. محكم. Support attached to a limb to prevent a broken bone from moving. This refers to splint. Splint. Number 17, two earpieces connected to a tube and a metal disc used to listen to sounds made inside the body. This is what the doctors use, stethoscope. Stethoscope. Number 18, an instrument for measuring temperature. This is a thermometer. Thermometer. All right, so for our lecture today, let's wind up what we have taken today. We have taken some symptoms and common illnesses. We have taken these illnesses, all right, allergic rhinitis, coryza, infectious parotitis, influenza, pertussis, rubella, rubella, and varicella. And we have taken other illnesses, cerebral palsy, cystic fibrosis, gangrene, gastroenteritis, tuberculosis, epilepsy, cataracts, cirrhosis, Parkinson's disease, and diphtheria. Then we have taken some instruments and equipments, the names and the terms of them of some instrument and equipments بعض الأدوات like bandage, catheter, curette, drain, forceps, gag, hook, pipette, probe, scalpel, sling, splint, stethoscope, stretcher, syringe, thermometer, tourniquet, and wheelchair. This is for our lecture today. See you next time.